Good morning, bro. Congratulations on being you. I'm about to speak a sentence. Now, I want you to really think about that sentence for a second. For we may revisit a river, but neither us nor the river are the same. Now, what do I mean by this? What am I trying to tell you by literally just chucking a bit of philosophy onto your head? Well, imagine this. When you dip your feet into a river, and you walk away and you return to the river is constantly flowing. So when you dip your feet back in, the river has changed. But so have you as an individual. You return to the river with a different perspective, with different thoughts, with different ideas. So you as an individual are not the same. So you and the river are not the same. So why am I telling you this? Well, I want you to think about it in the concept of your problems, or your ruts, or the issues that you may have. When you're looking at your problems now, you may be thinking it's impossible to dig yourself out of the hole that you're in. It's impossible to grab onto the edge and really pull yourself up out of whatever ditch you've dug in for yourself. It may feel like everything is falling onto you. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. It's just that you need to walk away from the problem and gather a different perspective, gather a different experience, and that will help you pull you out of whatever dirt, problem, issue, situation that you're in. For anyone new, my name is Vanch, and I just upload these videos as like an information hub, an education thing for whoever wants to watch it and whoever wants to gain some sort of information from my experiences. I don't do this for the money. I like maybe seeing the fucking metrics go up, but I make my money in other ways. So I simply just do this as a way to provide information to people watching. So click down and subscribe and the post notifications so you can see more of my videos, and hopefully I can help you even more than maybe this video might help you. So the problem that you may have right now, you are looking at it and you think that there's no solution to it other than waiting it out. And it seems too long, and if anything, you should just give up. And maybe you should. Maybe you should give up on trying to solve it now. Some problems don't get solved in the moment, and I know that because me as an individual, whenever I have an issue, I want to solve it right now because it just weighs on my mind anytime I don't solve it. But sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to let it erode itself down a little and give yourself a different perspective so that you can actually properly, efficiently solve it. You ever notice when your friend comes to you with an issue, a problem, and he seems like he has no idea what the fuck to do in the problem? It's usually like relationship problems, and you just tell him, like, do this. It's pretty simple. Like, break up with her. And they're just like, oh, but like this, but I love her, all this kind of stuff. They always make up excuses. Because in the moment, in their perspective, they don't know what to do. They can't think of a valid solution to do in that situation, but you are an outside perspective. You are an outside viewer, which means you know what to do that might be the best for his scenario, because you're not blinded by a different perspective. So you can give him a valid solution. It's the same things that you need to do for yourself. You need to take your problems as opportunities to switch your perspective. And if you switch your perspective, you might be able to actually solve your issues efficiently. It's not always about viewing it in one plane. It's about viewing it from all the other angles. And as long as you do that, then you'll be able to figure out how I get the fuck out of this rut, how I pull myself out of this hole. It's about perspective. Even if you think about it in the most physical scenario, you're inside of a hole, you're trying to climb out, you've put the effort in, but you fall down. If you keep trying to do the same thing, obviously it's not going to work, is it? You haven't learned. It's a side note that if you want to prove that you've learned something, when you make a mistake and you realize the mistake and you know what to do next time to make sure that mistake doesn't happen, if you make that mistake again and you haven't changed your behavior, you haven't learned. The only way to prove that you've learned is that you have a change in behavior. So it's the same thing across the terms of being in the hole. You can't keep fucking trying the same thing that hasn't worked. That's not what's going to get you out of the hole. It's about trying something else with a different perspective. And if you see that works and you keep trying at it, then you've learned. That's what it's about. Try new things with a different perspective. Revisit that river with a different perspective. That's the problems that you have to revisit. That's the problems that you have to solve. So think about it in that terms, okay? We may revisit a river, but neither us nor the river are the same. And I know that you might be thinking that, oh, the river might be a problem, so when I revisit it, the problem might not be the same. The problem's not the same because you have revisited it with a different perspective, okay? So when you revisit the problem with a different perspective, guess what? You can solve the damn problem. So think about it in that sense, okay? Hopefully this has been of value to you. It's just been a little reminder on how to deal with your problems. And again, don't forget to hit the subscribe and the post notifications. I sound like such a fucking girl vlog YouTuber. Hit the subscribe, guys, please. But yeah, do that if you want to see more of my videos, and hopefully this has been of help to you and value. Thank you.